Hi everyone, this is Anna Hellman with Scrapping, Stamping, and Stuff. I'm here today. I want to show you a few things that I do when I get my new stamp sets in. I just got quite a few new sets from the new catalog, and I saved a couple and did not prepare them the way I prep most of my stamps so that I could show this to you today. So if you are new to Stampin' Up, I'll just share with you first. We have two types of stamps. Photopolymer stamps are the clear ones that you can see through. Cling mount stamps are the red rubber ones that we have labels that we will put on the back to prepare these. So first I want to show you what I do with my photopolymer stamps, because most of you are probably thinking right now like, well, you don't have to do anything to prep those. You're right, you don't. But what I have found is if you use certain colors of ink with these stamps, they stain pretty bad. I'm talking mainly about the deep reds and purples. So like Cherry Cobbler, Blackberry Bliss, if you use those repeatedly on these stamps, they will stain, and then it's a lot harder to see through them. So what I have started doing is I take my Versamark ink pad, this is clear ink, and I ink these up. And at first I was going to do each stamp individually, and then one of my friends and helpers said like, well, hey, you could just leave them on the sheet and do it that way. And I thought that was pure genius. So I stole that idea from Magenica. So I inked them up, I cleaned them off, let it dry for a minute, and then I just put them back in the case. And what I have found is this really helps to prevent them from staining. So I don't know, I know I'm not the only one. I've lost my little sheet to put back over here. I know you feel my pain, you lose things too. So I just, put that sheet back over there and close them up. One thing, I don't know if you do this before you put your stamps away. I know a lot of people do, but because the stamps are printed on these protector sheets, I always make sure I look before I put these away and make sure that every stamp is on that sheet. Occasionally they walk off with a small person in my house, or it gets stuck to, something laying on my table. So I always do that to make sure they're all there before I put them away.
So you never lose them and want to know where that stamp is if you want to use it.
Yes. So now let's look at one of our cling stamp sets, the rubber. So when you open it up, we have our label sheet and we have our sheet of stamps.
Mommy?
So first thing we're going to do is pop all of the stamps out of here. Yes, my darling.
I want to do one.
You want to do one?
Yeah.
You want to label one of them?
Yeah.
My little helper, she loves to help me label stamps, which is pretty handy. So you pop these out. It's very easy. Sorry if it sounds like a herd of elephants in the background. Pop these out. And we are going to need to take the paper backing off of each one of them. And I'll just do a couple for this video. I'm not going to do all of these, but we also need to take the paper backing off of this one right here.
Hey, Mommy.
And keep this one. Long time ago, I used to throw these away. But I learned this handy tip. So if you keep this, I put it upside down in my stamp case, and that foam will stick really well, so it's not going to come off of there. This is going to be my check to make sure I always have all of my stamps in the case before I close it. So if all of these holes are not filled in, I know I better find another stamp before I put it away. So there's a little tip that may help a few of you who did not already know that. So we'll do 2 of these stamps. I'll show you how to prepare these with the labels. You peel that paper backing off. Then on the label sheet, the side that it's a little bit harder to see through, we need to peel these stickers off, the paper backing off of here. And each one has a slit down through the middle of it to make it easier to peel that off. Some people like to peel one side off stick this on and then remove it from the sheet and do the other half. I personally like to do the whole shebang all at once. So I pull that off, line it up, and just lay it down flat. You want to make sure you get them flat. You don't get anything wrinkled. And then if you just try to pull straight up, that's not going to come off of that sheet. So just lift up one edge and it should pull right off. Now we have that prepped and ready, and I'll stick it back in my case in the appropriate hole. That one is ready to stamp with. Yes, my love.
You have to make sure you line them up straight so you don't have sticky everywhere on the outsides of your stamp.
Yes, very true. If you don't get them lined up exactly, you will have some of that sticky label sticking off the edge, and
you won't line your stamp up right.
Yeah, when you go to stamp, the ones that I try to be the most careful with are the words, stamps with words on them. The other ones, if you get them a little bit off, it's not too big of a deal, but there we go. This is one of our host stamps. I will mention that we always have exclusive host stamp sets that if you place an order for $150 or more, or if you host a class or party with $150 or more in sales, then you can use some of your hostess credit to get these exclusive host stamp sets. So there you go. That is how I assemble my stamp sets, get them ready for stamping. I will flip this over and show you one last thing. Sometimes, occasionally, our artwork doesn't show up 100% on the cover of these cases. So a lot of times when I put my stamps in this way, I'll just flip it over and look straight at the back to see, well, is that going to fit in this area I want to stamp a greeting in or something like that. You can just see them right here through the case. So thanks for joining in. I hope that was helpful, and I hope you have a great day and that we see you again next time.